Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka Day. Today's Shloka is Shloka number 29 of chapter 11. Yatha pradiptam jvalanam patangaha
Yatha pradiptam jvalanam padangaah
vishanti nashaya samriddha vegaha
vishanti nashaya samruddha vegaah
tathaiva nashaya vishanti lokaha
tathaiva nashaya vishanti lokaah
tavapi vaktrani samriddha vegaha.
tavapi vaktrani samruddha vegaah.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Yatha,
Yatha,
as,
as,
pradiptam,
pradiptam,
blazing,
blazing,
jwalanam,
jvalanam,
a fire,
a fire,
patangaha,
patangaah,
moths,
moths,
vishanti,
vishanti,
enter,
enter,
nashaya,
nashaya,
for destruction,
for destruction,
samriddha,
samruddha,
with full,
with full,
vegaha,
vegaah,
speed,
speed,
tatha eva,
tatha eva,
similarly,
similarly,
nashaya,
nashaya,
for destruction,
for destruction,
vishanti,
vishanti,
are entering,
or entering,
lokaha,
lokaah,
all people,
all people,
tava,
tava,
your,
your,
api,
api,
also,
also,
vaktrani,
vaktrani,
mouths,
mouths,
samriddha vegaha,
samruddha vegaah,
with full speed.
with full speed.
Translation: I see all people
I see all people
rushing full speed
rushing full speed
into your mouths,
into your mouths
as moths
as moths
dash to destruction
dash to destruction
in a blazing fire.
in a blazing fire.
So this is the second analogy that Arjuna is using. In yesterday's shloka, as rivers flow into the ocean, everybody is entering into the Lord's mouth. And here, the second analogy comes, I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths, as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire. So we read some understanding of both these shlokas together and the differences between it being very natural for the river to enter the ocean, whereas it's not necessarily natural for moths to destroy themselves by entering the fire. And we understood the different sentiments of the personalities on the battlefield. So great personalities like Bhishmadev, Dronacharya, even if they were getting killed, they were not getting killed because they were devious. They were getting killed in the natural process of being on one side of the fight. Whereas people like Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra, if they were getting killed, they were getting killed because of their own ignorance that caused this entire battle. So Prabhupada doesn't write a purport to this particular shloka. So we'll read a commentary by His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. The natural is not necessarily desirable. The Bhagavad Gita, while describing how the warriors on the Kurukshetra battlefield were doomed, compares some of them to moths rushing towards fire. Commentators explain that through this example of volitional self-destruction, the Gita points to the warriors like the evil Duryodhana who brought about their own destruction by their depravity. Depravity means lack of moral fortitude. The Gita contrasts them with warriors like Bhishma, who was circumstantially pushed into the war. Such reluctant warriors were like rivers that are pushed towards an ocean by the higher forces of nature. Essentially, one is natural, the other one is unnatural. The other one is a self inflicted wound, like a moth. Of course, some people may argue that the moths too were acting naturally. Their nature impelled them towards the fire. Such arguers had predecessors even at the time of the Mahabharata. During the peace negotiations before the war, Duryodhana, when reproached for his depravity, countered that he was simply acting according to his own nature. When the Creator had given him his nature, what was his fault? The fault with this argument is that the Creator has also given us scripture, which educates us that we humans have a dual nature, a higher, nobler nature coming from our spiritual essence, and a lower, baser nature coming from our psychophysical mechanism with its many past impressions. Further, the Creator has given us the intelligence to understand that we should strengthen our higher nature, for it will bring out the best within us. And we should reject and weaken our lower nature, for it will bring out the worst within us. So sometimes, when we are not able to help ourselves, we may make statements like, "What can I do? God made me like this." So we may end up blaming God for our own nature. But the choice is very clear. You have access to spiritual information, and one should apply that spiritual information in our personal lives to elevate our consciousness and to subdue our baser instincts. So we can't blame the Lord for giving us our nature and for making us who we are. The moth doesn't have the intelligence to recognize the disastrous consequences of its attraction to fire. But we have the intelligence to foresee such consequences of giving in to our lower nature. By learning from scripture, we can avoid falling for the natural equals desirable sophistry, which means it's just our nature and therefore we will do what comes naturally to us, like a moth does what comes naturally to it. And train our intelligence to make healthy choices, thereby promoting our ultimate good. So Arjuna is in these two shlokas, shloka 28 and 29, comparing and contrasting the ultimate death of devotees of the Lord and pious people to the deaths of depraved people who are violating all kinds of dharma out of sheer greed and ignorance.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.